Romanesque, since you said that there's like necessary steps to grieving, I guess the past and old you, have you done that? Have you went through that process?
I actually have, yeah. And it mainly came, I guess, right before I found my wife. And then even after, once we got married and stuff, I was like, maybe this wasn't my life. And honestly, I can't tell you what sparked it besides things were easier before. Before I got married, before we started buying the house, I mean, things were easier, especially specifically this year. I was like, Lord, maybe we should have waited for the house. Maybe we should have waited. But see, that was old Romanesque talking.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like also buying a house and stuff like that, it's going to always be something. You, yeah. I was cousin with you moving to Atlanta. I don't know if, I don't want to tell your story, but my cousin was going through hell, okay? And I was just like on the phone like, well, this is what comes with it. Anytime you go to level up, I feel like that's almost, you know, it's just like, yeah. I guess that's my defense mechanism. My head just automatically says like, you can't control it. Don't cry over it. You can't do it. Or it's because you're leveling up. You know, like I try to automatically, I don't know.
I literally said the whole moving trans process. I said, the creator is going to put you into situations when you're headed into the next chapter of your life. Mm-hmm. And how you handle those situations will determine how your next chapter goes. Yep. I just had to keep telling myself, like, you know, like, you handle it correctly, you know, like, handle it, roll with the punches, keep going. So, baby, I cried. I did. I cried. It was a process.
Yeah.
Ooh, was that the grieving?
And maybe it was. Yep. And it may be just like stopping and thinking, what am I crying actually about? Because that was my grieving process. Y'all, when I say I was the hardest thing running in my mind, but I would cry. And I'm talking like, you know, when you're sitting in the bed and just a thought comes across your mind and you just ugly cry. That was my grieving process. I was like, okay, I'm tired of feeling like this. And I would just ugly cry. That is the tea, baby. I would do it behind closed doors and be mean in the streets. But that was my grieving process for real. I just cried a lot for everything like that I went through as a kid, old Alexis. I just cried. So I got it. My cousin was breaking down crying and I just on the other end, like I felt it because sometimes you just need to just let it out. Let it out.
That is part of the grieving process. That I don't want to say that's part of the depression because like 5 steps of grieving are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, then acceptance. Mm. But like with me for me and my life, well, I know this for a fact. When you ask a lot, when you ask for things to move to the next level, a lot is going to come of it. So that in itself is going to be hard. And I feel like that's where my grieving came from. So I was like,
you're like, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Because I was like, maybe I should have waited just a little bit longer. Maybe I wasn't ready for all of this. Because I was like, for one, where's my money? I'm not used to being broke. How am I broke? And I have this house. I am married, and I don't want to be that spouse who's always asking, especially financially, because I've been by myself my whole life, and I've been good my whole life. Now I have a partner, and I'm broke. What is going on? Maybe the house wasn't the right decision. Maybe I should have waited to get a different type of car. Maybe I should have waited to do this, and that. And I was like, no, baby, you have to go through these things too, because out of this will be another lesson.
Yep.
And just like you had to keep reminding yourself, Liz, like, you asked for this, things are going to come. The Creator is going to send things that are going to be hard. And if you can't handle it now, how do you think you're going to handle what is to come?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, okay, get it together over there. Get together. All right.
I feel like it's that saying, what do they say? Like, things worth having don't come easily.
Yes.
You know, like, I really do feel like that.
Yeah, I think it's true. I think Romanesque also, you spoke to a very important thing was money, a lot of the times as humans, determine how we feel. If we don't have any money, like, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people that believe like money makes the world go round or all that other stuff, but it makes it a lot easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
I wake up 9 times out of 10 if I got a little good bank account sitting there, I'm a little happier throughout my day, you know? So I think so. Liz, were you gonna say something?
When my pockets aren't right, I'm checked out. I'm checked out. I don't want to talk. I don't want to kick it. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to do shit but get my pockets right. Like, if my money's not right, everything's wrong. And then I got to disconnect from everybody and just because that's where I'm comfortable. My bank accounts have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when they're not, oh no, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but we're gonna get it together right now.
Mm-hmm. And we're saying that.
Yeah.
What? I can't focus. I don't want to date. I barely be hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, oh no, my money ain't right. Oh.
I don't know if y'all remember me saying in a previous video that I was going through a little downtime, and honestly, that's where it was coming from, because I was like, I have the same money as I did last year, but I have more bills. Okay, baby's good. She was good, but I wasn't, and I was like again, I did not want to be that partner. I already felt like we were doing a little bit too much. But yes, I was happy with the new house, but I was like, okay, finances are looking crappy. However, never in my life have I ever had a time where I had to learn how to budget. But then I literally did that I set out a budget for the next 2 months. And ever since then, I've been great. So that was just a life lesson. Like, the creator was just telling me, this is something new you have to learn how to do. That doesn't mean that things are over. Doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be here.
Yep.
This is just another life skill.
Yep.
Learn it and keep on going, girl.
Yeah. Also, I think it speaks to the fact that people say independence is like a defense mechanism. Extreme independence is a defense mechanism. You know, I felt that, girl. When you're speaking, I'm over here like, I feel this because it got into a time where I got into my relationship and I always was super independent, always had my own everything. So then when I was going to school and now you got a partner to help you and everything, and it was giving off to his family like, is he doing everything? You know, is she? And to me, I already, being so independent, it made me feel so bad and get in my head, but nothing's wrong with having a partner that you can depend on. I went to school, I checked that degree bag, and I promise you I'm going to retire him for what he did for me. But it was just like, people don't know, you know, on the outside looking in, that I was super independent. And it already put weight on me to put that on him, you know? But that was what your partner is for. That's partnership. That's partnership. And we have to humble ourselves and be like, this is me still being independent, but as a partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing now my thing. Thank God that he was able to provide for me. You know, so now we can do us, you know, together. And it was just a partnership the entire time. But girl, what you just said just felt, it just resonated in my spirit, because I know the feeling that it puts in you when you're an independent person and you're relying on someone else.
I really think it has a lot to do with pride. Because when I got with my husband and he was doing majority, it's like, having to be so independent puts you in the mindset of, I don't want anyone to be able to say that they did anything for me. Yeah. You know, because people will take it and they'll throw it back in your face. So I think pride is really big with that. For me, it was. Because it's like, you're not going to come and say you did X, Y, and Z, and I've been taking care of myself my whole life. Like, right. You know? Yeah. But when you put that pride to the side, like, that's a safe space. To have a partner that is like, chill out, I got it. Like, you're good, I got it. That, when you get used to it, it's safe. You know? It feels good.
It does. I know pride was definitely the biggest thing for me. And it's still like, it's not as bad as it used to be. Because my wife, she will always say, you're a strong, independent black woman. You're a strong, independent black woman. But the more I heard that, the more it kind of left a taste in my mouth. And I was like, this is a problem for her. She says it a lot. And she's joking. However, it's true. I was like, I'm not letting her be my partner. I'm being a partner to her because I'm giving, because, I'm the independent woman. I can do this. My pride says I can do this with or without you. But when I have you, maybe I shouldn't have the whole with or without you mindset. Especially when the relationship is good. If the relationship is bad, I can see. But it's not. We have a great relationship. So I was like, I should. And for me, it'll be the small things. Like, yeah, babe, you can pay the light bill. Okay. You can pay the water bill. Okay, I just take my money. But it'll be small things like, oh, let me get you a glass of water. I have 2 feet and 2 feet and 2 hands. I can get it. And things like that, I would not let her do. Small things like that. Run me a bath. No, baby, I got it. Like, she would have to force help or assistance in my life because I'm such a strong, independent Black woman.
Yep.
And like you said, like, that is I don't want to say it's a crutch, but it's definitely not a help. It's not an aid at all in life to be super independent, especially when you have a partner.
Yeah. I think as Black women, we have to stop passing that down to the next generation. That's the reason why people call it a trauma response. Extreme independence is a trauma response. It's something we have passed down. Don't let a man do nothing for you. Don't let a woman do nothing for you. What is the point of being together if I cannot lean on you when I need you? What's the point? Why are we in a partnership? What's the point? I feel like making each other's load lighter, which we talked about that last podcast, is necessary. My cousin always say, if they're not beneficial, it's time to go. What's the point? What's the point? But in another aspect, it's looked like as using. And I think that's another, because you said like it's like our pride. For me, you ain't going to say that, I'm using anybody.
Yeah.
Especially, when you're comfortable and you're secure with yourself, knowing what you bring to the table as a person.
Yeah, I remember one time when I was with my ex-husband before we were married, I had just moved to the South, y'all. And anyone who knows me knows I'm a planner. I don't move stupidly. I have a plan. When I came to the South, my bills were paid up for months in advance. My bank account looked how it needed to look. I came stable, I came with a plan. I'm a planner. And I just remember there was a conversation and he said, you must have forgot who took care of you before you got that job. And I was like, whoa.
Off the break.
Oh, baby, it was like, that was probably the ugliest I've ever been in my life. In that moment, that Ooh. For someone to say, you know what I mean?
My worst nightmare.
Because what? Oh no, you're not gonna get the opportunity to say you did anything for me of that sort. What?
That's the reason right there why women walk around with that chip on their shoulder, or why they can't let nobody do anything for them.
What?
I was like, of all people to say that, your partner, the one you're supposed to lean on, the one you're supposed to be there for you.
But that's why we are the way we are, especially as independent Black women. That right there. That's like, you might as well call me out my name and damn near spit on me. You know what I mean? Like
the reason why I said like my worst nightmare is that. Because like I feel like he knew that he was gonna use it against you one day.
You planned it.
You didn't even give it, when you gave, you didn't even give it from your heart. Because us as givers, I could never do that to someone.
Right.
I be giving rides to people from work, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Look, deep podcast, Lex be like, you don't understand. I've been in your shoes before. Like, it's fine. Don't give me no money. Don't get, because I just naturally, if I've been in your shoes, I'm there with you. And then if not, I'm still sympathize. I try to. And my mind would have been like you, like, hold on. Now I'm looking at you different. Don't open this door. Don't pay for McDonald's. Don't do nothing.
That's how it goes.
I would say, y'all, that after I got into my apartment with all the drama I went through, you can find that in my previous vlogs, my moving to Atlanta vlog, because the tea is there. But it was such a horrible day. But then when I got in here, I was like, this is beautiful. Look at where I'm at.
Yeah.
I went through all that to get to here.
like
and
that.
I cried. Because this is a new life. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, literally, the old me is, like, gone. Like, I walked through these doors and instantly became a new person. Because look at the transition I had to go through to get in here.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly.
Yeah. And it's not letting, it consume you. You gotta keep going.
I just smile. You know what I mean? I'm just literally, like, sitting in my house smiling. Because, like, what?
Wow. I'm here for it. Yeah.
So the grieving for me with that chapter of my life is like, it's more of a beautiful grieving. It's like, oh man, look at where I came from and look at where I'm at.
And maybe that's why, like, in the beginning you said the topic for grieving today, like, you didn't even correlate yourself with it. And that's probably why, you know what I'm saying, you instantly thought, like, I'm not even in that place anymore. You know? And it's because of you're on the beautiful end of grieving. You're on this side now, you know? And I think that's probably why. You was like, girl, I ain't feel that.
She grieved during, like, the end stages of her transition. To where now she's like, well, I'm already here. I don't have a reason to grieve anymore because I did that before or whatever. I was going through a lot to get here, and now I'm here. Everything that I've expected, plus more, is where I am. So, yeah, there's nothing for her to grieve.
I was like, grieving? I don't grieve the old me. She's dead and gone. Girl, bye. I need to stay where you at. I want to speak to you, talk to you. You know what I mean? We gonna leave you. Rest in peace, love you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is your RIP to you. I don't even know your name anymore.
Yes.
Grieving? I don't grieve me.
But okay, so not knowing the name anymore, ma'am. What stuff carries on though? Because I feel like you grieve and everything. That's why I don't know if I've ever like officially completed any stages of grieving. You know what I'm saying? Because I still have, again, I have those moments where I'm sitting in my bed and it's just like, okay, Alexis, let it out. You know? Like, just let it out. And it's not even that I'm sad in the moment. It's all the things that I should have grieved or, you know, in the past. So do you ever like even officially like let it go in the grieving stages?
I guess it depends on the thing, because I feel like some things you can let go and some things you're just going to grieve.
Yeah.
You know, and the grief might change throughout the time.
I feel like it depends on your mindset, because a lot of people always say, I haven't gotten over things, and I feel like you never get over things, you get through things, and for like your get through is to cry every so often. To let it out. I feel like that is your grief. And maybe you do have to go back and touch base with those things and be like, okay, so what is it exactly that I'm grieving about? Because maybe you didn't. Then again, maybe this is your grief process. Like, the process is different for everybody. Nobody goes through all 5 steps. Nobody goes through them slowly. Like, everybody, their process is different. As you can clearly see with the 3 of us. So I don't feel like you should feel that you crying every once in a while is a problem, that you haven't completely grieved. I feel like that's just your process. As Liz's process was like this, honey, and mine is a little, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to grieve every chapter, to be honest. I feel like every time something happens big in my life, I'm going to be like, all right, give me 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it has to register, simmer a little bit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think also mine is the feeling. Oh, it reminds me of like, whoa, how you felt in that moment. Oh my goodness, you made it through it. You know, like I have to be like, whoo, because to me, crying just like refreshes. It's like new legs coming out that door after I didn't cry behind it. You know, like new legs coming through the next door. You know, the other side, the person that like just shed it and let it go. But girl, yeah, that's my therapy for today, because I want to know, like, is something wrong with me? Because, baby, I cry. But,
but I cry too, though. I think it's just, crying is healthy. It's, if you don't cry, like, what are you going to do with it all? Just keep it inside? You know?
Girl,
like,
yeah.
I definitely cry.
It's definitely healthy. I don't like when people look at crying as a sign of weakness. Crying is natural and it's healthy, and unless to me that seems like that's your healing. So maybe you aren't grieving, maybe you're just continuing to heal. You're like like, you know how I just said, when I go through different stages, I'm going to need 3 months to get it all registered or whatever. Maybe that's what you do, and you just cry. After you cry, I'm healed again. Boom, okay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it being something big happened in my life, give me 3 months. I like to feel like this thing happened back then. I didn't deal with it. Let me deal with it. Okay, I'm good now.
Yeah. To me, in my mind, I correlate like the stuff people do, crazy stuff people do, with like the healing process. Oh, you didn't heal from something, and that's what, you know, the other folks be trying to use when their kids shoot up schools and stuff. It'd be like, you know, but in my mind too, I'd be like, I ain't gonna lie. It might have been a little lame. Like, it probably been like somebody told Johnny no and he just spazzed. But if you deal with the process of no or whatever, you know, you wouldn't have done it. But I always correlate, girl. Like, if you out here doing something crazy, it's from something from your past that you did not completely 100% heal from, you know, or took the steps to heal from. Yeah. But even like, I think back like when my dad died when I was younger, no one ever told me like the stages go like. No one ever said that. No one ever said, okay, you're angry because of this. Never. I heard like the stages of grief when I got older. I don't know when y'all remember hearing the first like stages of grief.
I don't know, but I will say too, cause like that, like losing a parent I feel like is a never ending grieving stage because things happen. You have another kid. You know, it's like, man, I wish my dad could have met my kid, or you get married.
Yeah.
And dad was here, you know, or you buy your house, and it's like, you know, I wish my dad. It was just, for me, I feel like that is a forever grieving process because there's always going to be something big that you would like to share with that person.
Yeah, I agree 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like you said, it's a process, and this process has no timeline. It may never end, and that's okay as long as you know that that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh.
And as long as you're doing your ugly crying and getting it out, and then you come out of the room and you done dusted your shoulders off.
Girl. And that part, and I'd rather cry than spaz on anybody. I need my life to remain my life, but I'd rather, you know, cry behind the doors. I needed this conversation. I just got so much. You know how you ever like need to talk to people to get their perspective and everything, and then it aligns things for you. I think that I feel like, okay, I'm human. That's fine. I just needed a little confirmation again. Ain't no alien action over here. I'm a human, and it's fine. But yeah, Romaness, thank you for joining us for yet another Sunday, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for always coming to check in, girl. You be coming with the vibes, and you came with the topic today, and I'm here for it.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad we talked about this. I feel like, I don't know, when I thought about this topic, I was like, something says that this is the one. Like I said, I had a list of them, and I was like, this was the one.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't think I could relate. Look at me.
Learned you something.
All right, y'all. Be checking out.
Bye.